I'd like to introduce our first panel to share how they've been navigating these changes. So, Alika, could you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, thank you. My name is Elika Shah Mohammadi. I'm working at Beiersdorf. Uh, Stands for innovative skincare products, as well as body and skin products. We are leading the known international brands such as Niva, Labello, La Prairie, Hansaplast, and Eucerin. And in the IT division, I am responsible for consumer platforms, applications, as well as CRM. I'm delighted to be here with you today.
And we're delighted to have you, Alika. Thank you. And Shay, please tell us who you are.
Thank you for hosting me here. I'm very exciting. It's my first time at Dreamforce, and it's why. Wow. My name is Shay Michel, but I'm not a shy guy. For the past 4 years, I'm Tnuva CIO, and I'm leading digital transformation at Tnuva. Tnuva is the largest and the leading food company in Israel. We have 6,000 employees, $2 billion revenue,
Wow.
4 million products that are delivered daily to 20,000 customers throughout the country. We have hundreds of brands, including fresh meat, fresh milk, frozen vegetables, and dairy protein alternatives. That is the new player in the market. Tnuva holds 50% of the market share in Israel. We are in every Israeli household and in every Israeli plate.
Amazing scale, amazing reach.
Yes.
Thank you, Shay. And Nadine, why don't you tell us who you are?
Thank you, Sarah, and it's a pleasure being here. My name is Nadine, and I'm heading up the Central Eastern European and Austrian business for Salesforce. And it's a pleasure to be with those two market leaders here on stage with you.
Thank you. So I have a few questions for you all. I'm going to come to each of you, but I have a common question, and I'm going to come to you, Nadine, first. So what are your thoughts on Mark and Brett's keynote this morning, and what will you be taking away from today?
Yeah, so I think the keynote was really amazing, and it clearly stated that we are living in a new day for business, in a new day for employees, in a new day for customer success, and also in a new day for the environment. And we should put the customer as well as sustainability in the center of all what we are doing, and customer success is really our North Star towards where we need to go.
Fabulous. And Shay, did you enjoy the keynote? Mark and Brett gave a great keynote. What did you take away?
My favorite takeaway is the model of the 1-1-1 model, the
Yes.
philanthropic model. I think it's really a game changer.
Yes.
And your investment in the community cannot be taken for granted.
Yeah.
A company like Salesforce that should be highly concerned about the stockholders invest a lot in the community, and I think in more and more companies will adopt the 1-1-1 model, the world will be a better one.
Yeah.
Likewise, Tnuva invest in the Israeli community. My favorite project calls Grow Well Houses, and since 2011 we created 9 homes for children, young children and their families in need, and we provide a large scale of let's say, they can have a lot of things inside this house. And, after I saw the session today, Mark and Brett, I strongly believe that we did the right decision to put
Yes.
Salesforce. And, when I came to the job 4 years ago, after 1 week, I spoke to my CEO, Eyal Malis, and I told him we must implement Salesforce in the sales division. And he immediately said yes. And I'm always telling my account manager that I think it was the easiest sale that Salesforce ever had in Israel. And 1 month ago, I asked the CEO, why did you say yes? It was even though I was only 1 week in the job. And he said, sometimes the CEO gets lucky when he's taking the right decision. And I told him he got lucky because he chose me.
He chose you, exactly. Well, thank you for recommending Salesforce.
Yes, and I knew Salesforce from a previous organization, and at the end, everything connects. And this is what is so amazing, that all the solution is connected under one platform. Yeah. And at the end, I can provide my customers, the internal customer, I can provide quick and agile solutions that will help them to add value to their customers.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. And Alika, last but by no means least, did you enjoy the keynote? What resonated? We had a new day from Nadine, we had the giving back and the 1-1-1 model. What resonated with you?
Actually, I just want to build up on that because, as I said, I'm coming from the IT division. And what I liked was that new day and have a mind like a beginner.
Yes.
Because this is what we are looking for
Yes.
exactly. And when we are talking to our people about the upskilling, about being more agile intensively and
Yeah.
to actually bring the requirement of the consumers as soon as possible, the way that they want and individualize to their
Yes.
needs, that really resonated with me,
Yeah.
as well as giving back to the community
Yeah.
is something that our company is doing also on the regular basis, especially in the very hard times like Corona and war. The other part was actually what was very interesting for me, the amount of the apps that actually Mark was talking about all the companies that having those apps means you have a lot of data, gold data laying over the company in different applications.
Yeah.
And now that we have that data, how can we bring everything together
Yeah.
that bring this seamless experience
Yeah.
to consumer?
Especially to consumers. Brilliant. Thank you. Now, Shay, I'm coming to you. I'm coming to
Yeah.
you for your first specific question.
Okay.
And you've got an amazing program at Tnuva, Winning the Future, which I think is apt, after today's keynote, of course. So could you share a little bit about the journey that you're on?
Yeah, so Winning the Future is a 5-year plan that I'm leading at Tnuva. We are investing $150 million
Wow.
to replace outdated system, to take out all the legacy system that we have in order to create more value and to run our work interfaces in the entire supply chain.
Yeah.
We have 262 systems at Tnuva. Some of them were developed 50 years ago. And our main goal is to unite most of them into one platform in order to run our business with better standards and better processes. We are in the middle of this journey, and it's a long ride.
Yeah.
Okay? There is a lot of challenges and bumps, but still, in order to continue and lead the Israeli markets,
Yeah.
we must succeed in this amazing journey.
And continuing to evolve and change, which is
Exactly.
wonderful. Thank you, Shay. Elika, Beiersdorf. Now, you had some challenges, and that led you to starting your transformational journey. So tell us about that. How's the journey going now?
Well, actually, the journey hasn't started just right now. The
Okay.
journey was going on, but the fact is that we saw with everything that happened in the past years, the world doesn't stand still. So as well, especially the IT world and digital world,
Yes.
everything is changing, and we need to be in this change. And when you see the organizations or corporations, everyone is working on piece of the puzzle, but unfortunately it is in silos.
Mhm.
So in order to break that silos, we are following this digital transformation, and for that is at the end to serve our consumers in a personalized, sustainable way,
Yeah.
with personalized products and experiences, but as well sustainable. And in this part, the IT department is really taking a systematic action to provide this, take this digital transformation forward across the organization. And how we are doing it is by bringing down the silos, co-create together with our business partners. So business partners can be the quality department, marketing department, and gather the informations from different channels and provide the seamless experience for our consumers across the channels.
Mm.
And it's really one of the key factors in Beiersdorf strategy.
Love that. Love that you're breaking down the silos, and that's so important because it's not just about the technology, it's about how you work.
Exactly.
Fascinating. Thank you, Elika. Nadine, I'm coming to you now, my friend. Now, we've heard Mark and Brett talk very much on a global level, but I wanted to see or understand from you what trends we're seeing, in Australia and, in Austria and Eastern Europe. Sorry, Pip. In Austria and Eastern Europe. So what should our audience keep top of mind?
Sure. I think we see exactly the same trends that Mark and Brett has told. I found it really interesting that we do have 125 billion devices out there, and that's even more than people. And that's exactly where our customers are looking into as well. How can they give their consumer a hyper-personalized view, the same as you just said? We can adapt that to our region as well. So they look how they can make their brands which people love. That's one thing we are really seeing. The second trend we are seeing is that new day of work. So employees getting important as much as consumers are at the moment, and companies are looking for ways how they can make the onboarding journey for an employee smoother, stickiness, that they stay with the company, because the gap in talent is getting huger and bigger, and companies really face that issue and try to attract their company to employees. And the third thing which we are seeing, and I think that also came across pretty well in the keynote of Mark and Brett, is that automation, and how we can really help customers and consumers to increase their bottom line growth in automating processes and make it easier for their business to scale.
Yes.
So I think those three major trends we see in our regions as well.
Thank you, Nadine. Very, very clear. And Shay, I'm coming back to you. And of course, you know, it's about reconnecting with customers. It's about staying connected with customers. How are you reconnecting with your customers? And also, how are you helping your employees collaborate better? You've just heard from Nadine about new day for work, and we heard it in the keynote. How are you doing that?
The most important thing for us at Tnuva is to add value to our customer. And Tnuva is a 100 years old company.
Yes.
So things that were acceptable for 95 years were changed in the last 5 years. In the past, customer expected, a steady basket of products and to receive their goods on time. Today, they expect to be able to place the order whenever they want, to choose any product they want, and they expect us to know exactly what is the right products for them to sell in their stores. And with Salesforce, I'm able to create the perfect customer journey, and I have a 360-degree view of the customer, and it enables me to give more value to the customer. With the AI mechanism that I have inside the system, today I know exactly what the customer wants even before he calls me, and this is adding value to the customer. And you ask about how we're reconnecting to our employees. We're in the middle of this journey called, like I said, winning the future. Mm-hmm. And at the end, if we want to make it happen, we need to connect our employees and manager to the new processes. And most of us don't like changes, especially in a company of 100 years old. So what we did in the Winning the Future program, we created a cross-company committee that is led by two of my colleagues, Gabi Weitzman and Achayav Simchi. And what we are doing is we are the main goal of this committee is to present the changes, the impact of these changes on the employees and the manager, and to find the right way to mitigate the risk and all these changes. And when we are doing it, we will make sure that we will be able to go live on time and to close the gap and to add at the end the value to our customers.
It's a very thoughtful approach, Shay. I had not heard about this kind of committee before. It's a very thoughtful approach.
Thank you.
Thank you. Elika, we heard today about Genie and about the magic of real time. So we're hearing a lot about, the need for real time, unified customer data. What's your take on this?
Actually, I was very excited to see that today, and it's really like a magic. This is something that all the corporation will actually love to use. In the past, for example, we did a really different implementation, different customization on our different tool stacks to get there and to really deliver everything that consumer needs in the real time. I think it's a life changer for everyone, not just for consumers, but for the organizations. Of course, we need to adapt ourselves as well, gather the data, always be on the technology, and work more intensively in agile, which means that deliver fast but efficient according to the consumer need. And I think it will have a very high impact in the industry.
Yeah, very powerful. Thank you. So we're almost at an end, but I've got one last question for you all, in no particular order. But I guess we're at Dreamforce. You can hear the buzz. It's amazing. What are you most excited for at Dreamforce this year? Actually, Nadine, I'm going to come to you first.
Sure. So I'm most excited about the reunion of all of the people. It really feels like a family festival, to be honest. I didn't have seen all of the customer the last couple of years in that huge group. So that's really one of my key take where I'm really enthusiastic about. And then secondly, really Genie. I think Genie makes the difference. And what I've learned, Genie, you can remember just the word AIR. It stands for automation, intelligence, and real time, which is super easy to recall. And I'm super, super excited about learning more about the possibility which our consumers and customer can do with Genie and with all of these hyper-personalizations.
I love that, air. I'm going to use that now. I'm going to shamelessly steal that. Elika, tell me, what are you most excited for?
Yeah, actually, I'm very, very excited to see the peers as well as colleagues. I also didn't see them in such a conferences for a long time. And it is always fruitful to exchange with them, share the challenges, get
Yes.
inspired by them.
Yes.
On the other hand, I'm super excited about Genie. And I would like to know what does that mean in our tech stack and ecosystem. How can we leverage that? So be sure that I'm going to all the speaks that
Good.
is about Genie, Einstein, and CDP.
Good. Well, hopefully we can get you some bunny ears as well.
Yes.
And Shay, last but by no means least, what are you most excited for?
So I'm excited to see that, problems that we have inside the companies, the same problems also other companies have in the
Yes.
same companies. To recruit people today, it's all of us have the same problem. And the price of the raw materials that is going up, everybody suffers from the same thing.
Yeah.
I think that, first of all, I said before, I think Tnuva did the right decision to put Salesforce because at the end, Tnuva is the national Israeli company. And our customers expect us to continue and deliver the best and the healthiest product. And this is exactly what we are going to do. And in order to be able to do it, we need the right solution and the right software. And I think that Salesforce gives us exactly what we need
Yeah.
to continue to lead the Israeli market.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, Shay, Elika, thank you for placing your trust in Salesforce. And all three of you, Shay, Nadine, Elika, thank you so much for being on our panel today and for sharing your inspiring and insightful insights.